Hi guys, welcome back to the Sicilian Revival. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our first league game back in Serie B. We are at home against Reggiana, but first we have got a transfer special to get through. It's our very first league game of the season, so the transfer window isn't actually shut as of yet, but with a week to go, we don't really need an awful lot in the squad, so we'll do a transfer roundup now, and then we'll potentially add a few onto the end of of it for next episode. Um, we've got one potential outgoing in Melker Elberg. He's been our reserve keeper for a couple of years. He's not really amounted to anything, so he could be the only outgoing as things stand. In terms of budgets, we're looking very, very good, and financially, the club hasn't been better. We have £26.5 million in the bank, and in terms of wage budget, we're looking very good as well. We have managed to up it because of the amount of money that we've actually made. Um, Transfers, to be fair, started at the end of last season. Unfortunately, Radoslav Fastin, our key defender, went to French side Angers at a £6 million deal. It was his relegation release clause. It was taken out of our hands. He's been a very good player for us. Hopefully in the future we might be able to get him back, but he is starting regularly in Ligue 1. So it looks like that is the end of his career with us. And after that, we've had a lot more go on. So Alessandro Della Torre went to Ascoli on a free transfer. The young goalkeeper never amounted to anything really. So that was that one gone. Luca Hiralainen, key player for us in the midfield last year, the 6'6" man. Um, he wanted to go once we've been relegated. He didn't have a release clause, but he's gone to Al Hilal and he's on 89 grand a week, which is what, 5 times what we were paying him. So he has gone there for £3.5 million. Sekou Kamara has left for £650,000, could potentially get up to 800,000. Again, he went out on loan last season. He didn't really improve, so he is a player that we've let go. Likewise, Flavian Nicoli, he's gone to Sarang FC. The young left back again, he didn't really improve out on his loan spell, so he's another player that we've let go. We got £400,000 for him. Ezekiel Banzuzi was the next one. He's also gone to Dines, £650,000. And again, he showed good signs at times, but unfortunately, he just didn't properly settle into what we wanted to do here. So he was another player to leave. Christophe Barrow, Christopher Mallard, Mayenda, Jonas Harder, Shield, De Klerk, Hadja, Diori, um, and Diogo, all leaving on loan. Hadja, potentially that one could be made permanent. Likewise, Jonas Harder and Mayenda. So those three might not be coming back to the club. Um, but again, for a number of the players going out on loan, big opportunities, get some regular first team football. De Klerk has gone to Dines, so it's another player going to Dines in the Belgian Challenger Pro League. So that's their second division, of course. So they're certainly strengthening their resolve. Alfgor and Eftervag went to Stromsgodstedt for 250,000. And again, he didn't really improve on his loan spell, unfortunately. So he was another one that we've let go. And the last one to leave was Isaac Torre. Now, no one came in for him particularly quickly, the big 6'8" defender. But eventually we received a bid from Cremonese in Serie A. And he went for £3.6 million, which was, again, his relegation release clause. The likes of Brazil and Mlakar still have relegation release clauses active. No one has even shown interest in them so far, so we're quite lucky in that we've managed to keep them for the time being. And now to the important thing. We've had to obviously completely rejig defensively with Torre and Fasting leaving. And obviously we're going to be changing tactically for this coming season, which we will get into afterwards. But we'll get into these signings now. So Rocco Uberti came in on a free transfer from Atalanta. He's a 19-year-old Italian left-hand-sided midfielder. We have loan listed him for the time being. He's good, but he's not quite at that level just yet. He can improve though. So we are looking at hopefully loaning him out. He's in our under-20s for the time being, but again, if it really comes to shove, we can bring him into the first team and he potentially could make a good impact going forward. Tobias Jensen, we brought in on a free transfer. Again, it says he's a right attacking midfielder. He can play on that left-hand side, which is what we've signed him for. Really good amount of pace, good, strong physical player. 6'3" as well, which is a bit unusual for a winger. Decent finisher, good determination, and very good at getting the ball into the penalty area and dribbling past his opponent. So hopefully he will be a dangerous player for us. Robin Heusser, a 31-year-old central midfielder um, of German background. He has largely come in to be a rotational option, but he's a good set piece taker, and it was something we were crying out for last season. Really good at free kicks, really good at corners, and when he comes into the side, hopefully he will be instrumental in that role. Enric Franqueza has come in as well. He's going to be our rotational left back. He and Reina are going to be fighting it out quite a lot, I think. He's an okay free kick taker, but again, we brought him in largely to offer us cover at left back, and he's got plenty of experience at 32 years of age. And again, he came in on a free transfer. Justin Christoph, unfortunately, training-wise, he's not doing too well at the moment, but we brought him in for £500,000 from Bromby. He's an under-21 Danish international. He's got magnificent hair, which is the most important thing. I really like the look of him. He's 6'3", looks to be a very good young defender, and hopefully he will settle in very, very well. He's a very determined character. He did start a game for us. We have just played a cup tie, funnily enough, and he started and he played very, very well, really. And hopefully he can settle into a rhythm. And looking at his valuation, he will become a very good player. £500,000 we paid. He's already worth 8 or 9 times that, so we've done very well to get him. Sale Kumbede gives us another strong option at right back. He has come in to compete with Donati, and he was a free transfer. We tried to get him in a little bit before we actually did, and he rejected a contract offer, but we managed to persuade him to take a bit of a lesser amount of money, and he's come in, and he looks very, very good, if truth be told. Again, reasonably determined character, really aggressive in the challenge, good work rate, really good amount of pace as well. He'll get up and down that right-hand side for fun. He can play left-hand side at a push. So again, we've got that extra bit of cover in there. Really happy to have brought him in. And it does mean that Donati can also play at centre-back. So we have got that rotational option in there now. This signing is another one I'm particularly excited about, Marco Verratti. We brought him in for £2 million. It's not often we spend a lot of money, but we brought him in from Cesena, and he can play centre-back, left-back and right-back, and he's got very good amount of quality. Very determined character, good physical attributes. Again, 6'3", excellent work rate, good positional awareness. And for a young defender, hopefully he'll settle in and improve as we go forward. And I think he could be a player that, if everything goes well, he could be here for a very, very long time, hopefully. Or we'll certainly sell him for a profit. He's worth 2 to 3 times the amount that we've already paid for him, and he's only been here for less than a month. So you can imagine how good he could be in the future. Matthias Ross is coming as well, another central defensive signing, free transfer. He's worth nearly £6 million. And again, 6'3", really good physical attributes, good determined character, very good work rate as well, good defensive attributes. Again, a very solid option for us. And I think, to be honest, in losing Fastin and Isaac Torre, I think we've actually strengthened defensively extremely well. And we've got a bit more experience in there, and I think that's something else that's very important. With the likes of Ross, who's 28, Kumbedi is 24, Franqueza, 32, even Jensen on the wing, he's 23. But again, I think we've done the right thing. And the last one is Thiago Schmidt. He's on 35 grand a week. He's the highest paid player at the club, but he's only in on loan. We brought him in from Chelsea, and he's full of pace, excellent determination, exciting player with 15 for flair, good teamwork, and he's a good finisher as well. Very good technique. We brought him into play on that left-hand side of midfield, and again, hopefully, he will settle in and become a very good player. He's only 20 years of age. He's a Bosnian international, and like I say, that valuation is mental. But we've got him in on loan for the season, and he will play very regularly for us. And so far, that's how things have gone. And in relation to the schedule, we've got quite a few tough games in the league this season. As you can see, we played Modena in the Italian Cup first round. We won by 3 goals to 1. Coliseo with a goal and a brace for Valley Rahman. And hopefully, going forward, we can do quite well. We brought in a new assistant manager as well in former South African international Benny McCarthy. And since we brought him in, we certainly have turned a corner, especially in the friendlies, even as well. So hopefully, going forward, we can continue this kind of attacking style of football. Tactically, we have changed it up a little bit. We've gone for a wing play system. Now, this is a formation I used to use a number of games ago, a number of football managers. I used to play this system probably back into even into the 2008 game, and I've not done it for a very long time. So I'm wondering how well it'll work. But we played well against Modena. Hopefully, we can have a better season in terms of actually getting some results in our favour. We're tipped to finish in and around mid-table, I think. Yeah, so we tipped to finish in and around 12th place. I think we're much better than that. But Bologna are evens to go straight back up. Reggiana are third favourites for promotion. So we're going into this game knowing that we're playing one of the better teams in the league. And if we can get a result here, there's every reason for optimism, if truth be told. Um, but in terms of the way that we're setting up, we've got a number of different qualities in our midfield as well. Obviously, bringing in the experience of Hoyser is excellent for us. He can play in that role or in the holding midfield role. The likes of Capetti and Higo as well can play on that right-hand side. We've got Schmidt in on the left as well. And Tobias Jensen can also play in there. Verratti at the moment is suspended. I'm not too sure why that is. Elberg is going to be leaving by the looks of things anyway. Benedetti is just coming back from injury. He is going to be in and around the first team squad this year as well. And also Arthur Giroud, who had an extremely good loan spell last season. He has come back and he is going to be in and around that first team squad as well. So a lot of positives going into this season. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how it works out. But a good way to tell will be to see how we get on in this game. Like I say, Reggiana, one of the favourites, tipped to finish in and around third place based on how the bookies shape it up. But I think we've got some good quality in this squad, and I'm hoping that it will show today. Defensively, we didn't do too badly in the game against Modena. We won by 3-1, but Kumbedi and Ross both only rating a 6.2. They didn't particularly play well. Likewise, Francaise at left back. He goes in there as a playmaker. Hoyser is on the bench, even though he is going to be a key set piece taker for us. So it's just a case of finding that balance with the squad, and eventually we will do. We've made a number of new signings. A lot of players have left, of course, but so far it would appear that the team cohesion and everything does seem quite good because obviously, again, made a lot of the signings early in the window and they played a number of friendlies together. So hopefully we can get off to a good start. I mean, we're tipped to finish mid-table, like I say, and against one of the favourites for the league, as Rahman gets in behind straight away, and in the end, they do well to clear it there, Reggiana. If we can get a point here, I would consider that a good result. The board only want us to finish mid-table, despite us being in Serie A last season. They don't want us to bump straight back up. They want us to finish in mid-table and just build that security for the next year or two, I think. And here is Valley Rahman. Kumbedi made a great run down that right-hand side, and he's just received the pass now. Plays it into Higo. Lofts it over the top, and Valley Rahman now down this right-hand side, trying to get it into the penalty area. Swings it in, and Burdick was there, and it's just over the crossbar. And Thomas Burdick's been a bit of a strange one for me. I did think about selling him, if truth be told, but he's been such an integral part of the squad since day one, basically, and it'd be a shame to let him go, but he somehow still keeps finding ways to stay in this team. It's completely bizarre because we've got far better players than him now, really, but he's considered a big favourite at the club. So he continues to start regularly. And aside of that chance that we've just seen there, it's been a pretty quiet game. But again, like I said before, I'd be quite happy with a draw. Um, we need a bit more possession in the second half. Reggiana are dominating in that manner, but we are holding our own, and that is certainly a positive as Higo swings it into the far post and Alidou nods it clear. Ross picks it up. He's not exactly going to be a good ball player to get the ball in, but it doesn't matter because he found the pass to Valley Rahman and we have taken the lead here 3 minutes into the second half. And I'm pretty sure the strike did take a deflection off one of the opposition defenders there. But I mean, Ross did extremely well. I mean, Rahman, he managed to find himself in a bit of space, and it did just clip off one of the defenders. Bartels couldn't do anything about it, and we take the lead here. A number of these youngsters, of course, they had okay seasons in Serie A, but it was just a step too soon, I think. So coming back down to Serie B, if we can level ourselves out this season, maybe even next season at this level as well, hopefully, youngsters will start to come a little bit better, and we can push on from there. A lot of them have signed new contracts as well, which is even better. So we are stabling ourselves for the future. We're just going to pause there for a little bit. Reggiana did just hit the post there as well. Obviously, me gabbing away, didn't really pay too much attention to the highlight, considering it was for the opposition. Thiago Schmidt's had a very disappointing game today, as has Mamadou Bar. So we're going to get Mlakar on for him. Thiago Schmidt's going to come off as well. We'll get Tobias Jensen on for his full debut. And Pascali Camden can come on for Thomas Burdick, just because he's struggling a little bit for fitness. And I mean, again, we've got so many good players in this team now. It's just going to be a case of finding that rhythm. And Hoyser and Akanzi, who's come back into the squad as well after being loaned out last year, both of them can come on as well. And I think, to be fair, we'll switch it that way. And a number of attacking changes, really, but we need that energy in midfield. Defensively, we've looked pretty good today. We did concede that opportunity, but they did hit the post, so we haven't conceded, which is quite refreshing after the absolute capitulation of last season. And going into these last 10 minutes, it's still relatively close. De Pauli with a delivery into the penalty area. It's a good header from Ross. Akanzi does head it further clear, but De Pauli picks it up. And it's lofted into the far post, and Alidu was there, and it's bundled into the penalty area, and Brazil should have kept hold of it and didn't. And Joan Bonny has brought them level, and we'll drop a bit of encouragement straight away here. It was a bit of a defensive error. Well, I say it was a defensive error. I think it was more Brazil. So we dropped a bit of encouragement. Cantiliano swings it in, and Ross again having to clear, and all of a sudden we're really under the cosh here. And again, we just about clear, and the header from Balog goes wide. And all of a sudden, Reggiana looked like they should have won the game. If truth be told, they've created a number more chances in the last 10 minutes or so. We do get away with the point, and I said before, we'd have taken that at the start, but we could have ended up losing that game. So we've got to be a little bit careful, I think. We'll say that we're not happy with the performance. Of course, we were ahead and we've dropped points in that manner, but a draw is a good result, and we look to push on from there. In relation to going forward, we will probably come back only in a couple of games' time. We've got the rest of the transfer window to get through. Albia and Pisa are our next two games within the transfer window. Cesena might also be within the transfer window. So if they are, we will be back after the 3 games. If not, you will see Cesena in tomorrow's episode with an extra bit of a transfer roundup. We could still do some business. 1 or 2 players might want to leave. I'm really not sure how it's going to go. But that draw against Reggiana we'll certainly take. It's a positive start, and hopefully it gives us a little bit of momentum to build on. In terms of club vision, we just have to finish in mid-table. So the pre-season whereabouts of and season preview of finishing 12th should be about right. And they want us to play defensively solid football. Hopefully we can be a little bit more defensively solid this season. But we've had a good start. Fingers crossed it will continue. And like I say, depending on how the transfer window shapes up, we will be back either for Cesena and a transfer roundup or Modena and a transfer roundup. It could be that we do 2 games if there's not anything in the way of transfers, but we'll see how we go. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.